guys. Come on, man. Chelsea 2, West Ham United 1. After all the way we have been going on in the last few weeks, transfer deadline disaster, along with that, nerves, it's the way we started the first half, the way we were really playing in a very slow way, West Ham scoring the first goal, looking like a deja vu. Are the guys going to come back? Are Chelsea going to win from a losing position? Because that is very rare. Chelsea winning from a losing position is a very, very rare sight to see. And wow, guys, did we see it today? Wow, what a victory! What a performance by Ben Chilwell today. Guys, he literally saved us today. My God, wow. Just wow by Ben Chilwell. Big up to him. Ben Chilwell, for me, I've been talking about for a long time, should be playing, should be the regular, but he has not been given the chances. Today, he takes his chance with both hands. And in the next game, for me, Chilwell has to be starting with Cucurella. Even how much I love Cucurella, the new signing, I think Ben Chilwell is a person who makes us tick. He's a proper attacking winger, and he's a person who really helps his guys. Wow. Just beautiful, man. Ben Chilwell came in, made the difference, and Chelsea 2, West Ham United 1, a massive victory. Guys, they were needed very, very badly. At 1-0, guys, I was literally disappointed sitting here and thinking, same old day. Same old day is just not going to improve. I really thought it's going to be the same old day. And as always, again, it seemed like that the day was going to go like it always does. Chelsea is going to disappoint. Chelsea is again going to be the same old Chelsea. We go 1-0 down. We aren't going to come back. But guys, things change and things change for something good. And this is why today the things change for us in the beautiful way. Now, on Ben Chilwell, I absolutely love this guy. And Almighty Blues in the chat, people. Big up to Ankit Bhai, people. Please go and subscribe to his two channels, Almighty Blues FC and Almighty Sports Plus. Do subscribe and support Ankit Bhai. Great channel, guys. And as Ankit Bhai said, fantastic comeback, but too lackluster in half spaces. Big up Ankit Bhai. And Ankit Bhai, I absolutely agree with you. I think Ankit Bhai, it was another disappointing performance. I think you can say it's more like peppering over the cracks. It was another disappointing performance from us today. But sometimes it's important to get away, get the victory, and keep climbing up the table. I think people have to understand a new signings, the new squad is going to take time to adjust. Like Thiago Silva before the match made it very, very clear that this is a new squad with new players. Rudiger has left, Christensen has left, the whole backline has changed. It's going to take time for the team to adjust. And until then, it's important for us to collect points. And this is very, very important point for us. One thing I can say about Chelsea is all three victories we have got have been gritty and we have fought for them very, very well. Massive victory today, guys. And again, I will say one thing. We were very poor in the first half. We were very, very poor in the first half. And were lucky that match could have been 2-0 West Ham. West Ham could have attacked more. But they were too much defensive. And that allowed us to play our game. I think West Ham should have taken more, you can say, attacking duty after they led 1-0. But they went to their shell. And I think it gave us a chance to get the lead and get the victory. But guys, was it bad? That was a very, very bad performance. And I don't think we can get away from that. That was a very, very awful performance again from Chelsea. Going to the next part of the video, that's about discussing on the starting 11 and is it the right 11 or not. Now, people, when the match started, we all wanted to drop Mount. We all wanted to drop Kai Havertz. We all wanted Jorginho to be dropped. And I think a lot of people got the wishes approved today. Mendy started in the goal, which I think I was not happy with. Kepa should be getting his chances. Fofana, the new signing, came in. Thiago Silva, Koulibaly were the starters that I think we should not be surprised of. James started at the right. Cucurella started at the left. And Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic were in the middle. With Gallagher playing at the right side. You can say Sterling playing in the middle. And Pulisic playing at the left. And all of the three players were interchanging their position. So I think at the start, people, I really liked the lineup. But I wanted to see Broha instead of Gallagher. I think that would have been the right lineup with Broha as a striker. Sterling at the right. And you can say Pulisic is the left. But again, a lot of people got their wishes approved. Kai Havertz did not start. Mason did not start. Jorginho did not start. But Chelsea were the same. Slow in the attack. Slow in the build-up. We were so slow. We were slower than a tortoise. That's how slow we were. We were not able to get the ball quickly to the attackers. And whenever Sterling made a run, Chelsea already had gone back to Thiago Silva. Then Thiago Silva passed it to a defender. Again, the defender passed it to the midfielder. Midfielder went a bit forward. Then he came back. Then he again gave it back to Thiago Silva. And Chelsea just kept on recycling ball after ball after ball. But Chelsea did not threaten West Ham in the first half. Only biggest threatening we had was a corner kick. And corner kicks were horrific, people. Absolutely horrific. Reece James was the only bright spot in the first half. But again, The crossing was there, but no one was in the box, which you expect Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to come here and you can say rectify that. And after that, people, when that happened, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, we need him. On the end of the crosses, there was no one. I think in the first half, we struggled, and I think Gushan Bhai is here. This is the message to Ankit Bhai, so that's in their private. So people discussing on Chelsea right now, and I will say one thing, people, in a very, very calm way. I don't want to be any bit negative. We got the victory. It was a very, very important victory. We march on to more bigger things. But people, I will say one thing, that we were very, very lucky. First half, it was again like always Chelsea do. It was slow start and it was a disappointing start in my humble opinion, people, which is very, very sad. Again, a slow start, defenders passing among themselves, trying to take the ball forward. But Chelsea just did not have a clinical edge in the first half. We were relying on corner kicks. We were taking shots from long. Gallagher was not able to do anything that we expect from him, but it's his first start at a right wing position. Pulisic also got a chance after a long, long time. So to be angry upon him will be the wrong thing, people. The striking position, I think Broha should have started this match, people, in a humble opinion, because Chelsea were lacking that person in the box to put the ball to. Reece James, for me, had a very good first half. He put in some delicious crosses, but there was no one in the box to really threaten. Fofana looked calm and in home as well, so I can say he did well as well. And we were not threatened defensively, but Chelsea people were very, very poor offensively. Slow attack, passing backwards, again rebuilding the attack. We literally had no clinical edge in the first half, and it went 0-0. Second half, again it started, again we were slow, again we were not able to build up attacks, and West Ham got a goal which came against the run of play. But that's what happens when you don't take your chances. Edward Mendy again making an error, people. I've been absolutely done with this guy. I really don't know what's happening to Edward Mendy, people. I'm losing all my patience that I have with Edward Mendy, people, because he's making my head smash to the ball. He's making me furious, people. Edward Mendy is making error after error, and Michael Antonio scored, and West Ham got back in the game. They got a 1-0 lead, and people, everything at that time seemed doom and gloom. People, it's been very rare, especially rivals are watching, that Chelsea come back from 1-0 down. It's very rare that Chelsea come back. We really, either we start match well and win, or we lose a match. There's no in between Chelsea. We rarely come back from 1-0 down and win 2-1. And at that time, guys, when West Ham scored, I really lost my thing for that, people. I was really sad, really disappointed. We have to be very, very honest with people, with ourselves. And I was very, very gutted when West Ham scored. I thought it's the same day. Negativity will creep in. Tuchel out talks will start intensifying. Fans will be angry on social media, and everything will go bad. But people, as everyone says, the players this time finally fought and they got back in the game, and it was very disappointing. And Gushan by in the chat, made a channel. I made a video on Atletico Madrid transfer, which I will send to you. Sure, sir. I will give my valuable opinion on that as well. Overall, people on Chelsea, the thing that I was saying was that again it was the same old Chelsea. But the good thing was reaction was very, very good by Chelsea. I think Ben Chilwell changed the game, and Kai Havertz finally getting the goal, people, is a big, big positive for us today. But people, the biggest positive is Ben Chilwell. The Ben Chilwell we knew is back, and is back to his best. Ben Chilwell is most important part of Chelsea after Reece James. All of our biggest victories, all of our biggest trophies have come when Reece James and Ben Chilwell have played together. Whenever both of them in form, Chelsea have done big things, very big things, people. I have to be very, very honest with you. And Reece James and Ben Chilwell finally coming to form is a big, big news for all of us, guys. It's a massive, massive news for us. Ben Chilwell scored a beautiful first goal, good finish, and it was such a good cross for Kai Havertz. And people, how needed that goal was for Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is a 72 million signing that needs to take some responsibility upon himself as well. And I think finally Kai took the responsibility and scored a goal, and we got the victory. Now, on the refereeing decision, guys, I think it should not have been a foul. I think that was a bit too harsh, and this match should have ended 2-2. But people, what happened to Chelsea with Anthony Taylor? What happened to us in all those years? I think we finally deserved the luck from the referee side. We were cheated upon when in the first game, Kai Havertz got a penalty, and the adjudged said, yes, we beat Leicester City, but we deserved the penalty. It was the same situation like Marcus Rashford, but the referees took that away from us. Carabao Cup final, we should have won that. Lukaku goal should have stood, but it was taken away from us. Finally, Chelsea deserved the luck, and we got the luck. And Sagnik by saying that was 70-30, he's trying to say it's a foul. Sagnik by for me is spirit 50-50. I think many people will say it's a foul. Many people will say it's not a foul. But the good thing is that even if it's a foul, Chelsea did deserve something to go in their favor. After how much time, Sagnik Bhai, we have been robbed upon. Anthony Taylor robbed us of 2 points. All the Premier League referees always rob us. And finally, we got a due course. And I think it was not allowed. And we got a much needed 2-1 victory, which was very, very important for us as well. Now, a bit of discussion player-wise. And first, people, I want to talk about Christian Pulisic. Now, many people on social media at first, when it was announced, were very, very happy people when it was announced. A lot of people, when the lineup was announced, were very, very happy Pulisic was announced. But there is a particular Chelsea community as well, which was angry with Pulisic starting. And they said, now let's see what it does. Let's see where USMT Twitter accounts are. And I think people with Pulisic is a very toxic community in Chelsea Twitter. I think it's very sad. Some people hate him, some people love him. And it's a very, very toxic place around Pulisic. But for the people who are subscribed to this channel, for people who have subscribed to this channel, like the video, they will know that I've always loved Pulisic and I've only doubted his consistency. And it's good to see he's finally getting a start. But people, for me, in my humble opinion to you all people, you cannot judge Pulisic on one match. You cannot judge Pulisic on one match. This guy got one start after how many stars, people? Please be honest with yourself. How many stars has Pulisic really got and time to prove himself? We need to be honest with ourselves, and we cannot judge a player on just one match when he has played a one match after like 10 to 15 weeks or 20 weeks. I think people, we need to be very honest with ourselves, and Pulisic has not been treated the right way. And I think he got his chance. It showed a bit of lack of match fitness as well, and he was not good that. Thank God this was bridge crossing, because after this we will have Zakaria and Oba. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And things are only going to get better. I think people need to be very positive. Things will only get better here. And I think Truth Seeker here, and he didn't give a red card to VVD today to Liverpool with Everton. Referees are helping Liverpool get the points. I have to somewhat agree. I'm really sorry for offending anyone, but I have to sort of agree, because Liverpool got a 98th minute goal against Newcastle as well. I think Isak's second goal should have stood. I think, I'm sorry to say, people, but Liverpool are really getting the rust of the green from the referees. And if it's Chelsea, I'm telling you, 98th minute, it will not even be added. I think, people, I'm sorry to say, but Liverpool are always favored, but I think there's no benefit to talk about that. This thing has been going upon for last so many years now. Broha should be in the starting 11. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Broha should be in the starting 11, and it's an absolute shame he was not there today. But it's good to see Broha signing a contract now, and Broha staying at Chelsea for 6 to 7 years now, which is a massive, massive boost. It's also very good to see that Thomas Tuchel really trusts Broha to come from the bench, which wasn't the case earlier. So that's a very, very good sign, people. For me, Pulisic, Sterling, and Gallagher attack was never going to work, because Sterling is not a natural striker. We needed Broha up there, and that was a bit of wrong decision by Thomas Tuchel, in my humble opinion. Taking more questions, people here, and the physicality West Ham had, Broha should start in the pace of Pulisic. I disagree. I think he should start in pace of Gallagher. Our attack should be Broha in the next game, and it should along with be Pulisic and I think Sterling. And then surely Aubameyang will come back in 1 or 2 weeks. Along with that, Aubameyang plus Broha and Sterling. Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. You have taken words out of my mouth. That's the case. I want to see Aubameyang and Broha together. I want to see a formation where Chelsea play more like a 3-4-1-2. People, we all know that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang can also play on left wing as well. And he can be a hybrid player, which can sometimes be in the forward line, which can sometimes be on the left wing. And I think Broha, Aubameyang, Sterling is a better attack when it comes to scoring goals for us as well. And Sir Shom, I'll talk to you on Instagram. Sir Gushan Bhai, I'll talk with you on Instagram. And RSE, absolutely awful. Gallagher, my God. And I have to agree, Abhishek Bhai. Abhishek Bhai, you have been on this channel. You know that I have always defended Gallagher, but I think he was very poor, Abhishek Bhai. He was very, very poor. I'm very disappointed in Gallagher, but I will say one thing. I still want to trust him, but I'm very disappointed. Starting in the AMF, for me, Sagnik Bhai, I will say that Aubameyang is a very flexible player. I think Chelsea can play a flexible front three, where sometimes Aubameyang beats the forward, sometimes Sterling beats the forward, sometimes Broha, where we are flexible and we have 2 strikers in the box, which can really help us in getting some goals. And when you have Reece James and Ben Chilwell delivering cross after cross into the box, and Aubameyang and Broha are up there, I think you are in for a treat, in my humble opinion. Pulisic is a big no. Sorry, I disagree. Absolutely, I think everyone can disagree. I think Abhishek Bhai is just an opinion. But for me, Gallagher has been more bad than Pulisic, in my opinion. That's a simple opinion. Gallagher for me is more bad than Pulisic when it comes to winger duty. And Pulisic is still a better dribbler and a better creator than Gallagher, in my humble opinion. And I love Gallagher, people. Pulisic, Aubameyang, Sterling. I agree. I think this could be the Chelsea attack against, I think, Fulham next week. I think they are saying that Aubameyang will get a mask here on the jaw. So Aubameyang might be back for the Fulham game. So that's a massive, massive boost for us guys as well. And I will also take one more thing. And Sterling dropping deep is no good. He should not play AMF. More of us, absolutely. I think the thing is, I think Abhishek bhai, I think because Sterling is new to the club and Tuchel still hasn't got his full signings in terms of training, in terms of understanding. I think at the moment, even Tuchel doesn't know what's the real position for Raheem Sterling, and that's the only case. I'm praying to God that our mentality, to build up our mentality, that's it. I think today the guys showed that, but I will only want to point out one thing, that individual errors are not going out. Individual errors from Chelsea are not going out. It was a very, very bad mistake at the end from Reece James. People, right now, I'm very happy here. Chelsea have beaten West Ham 2-1. But if that second goal was allowed, people, I would have been ranting up here and being absolutely furious. People, we have to cut out these individual mistakes from our game. It was a great comeback from the team, but that would have been destroyed if Reece James' mistake would have been allowed to stand on by the referee. It was very poor from Reece James. We have to cut out these mistakes because we are becoming our own worst enemy. So many individual errors, and this became a bit of a problem. Absolutely. I think, sir, on Edward Mendy, I'll be coming back later in the video because Edward Mendy should be dropped. He has to be dropped. His performances have been awful. And I love Edward Mendy. For people in the chat, I love Edward Mendy. He's one of my favorite Chelsea players. I love him to bits. But he has been very poor so far as well, people. We have to be agreeing on that. And Chilwell redemption, Abhishek bhai, that's the most beautiful news. Wow. I think Abhishek bhai, seeing Chilwell play well makes me smile because he's one of my favorite Chelsea players. He and James are the reasons I love our attack. These are one of our best attackers and our proper midfielders as well. I love Chilwell and James and so happy to see Chilwell back, Abhishek bhai. It was the best sight today, and seeing Chilwell do well and being happy and smiling is the best thing that could have made my day as well. And taking more questions, drop Mendy for fuck's sake. That guy's awful. Abhishek, I have no words on Mendy. I have literally no words. And imagine someone's acting ability helped us to win. I think that's a good thing Mendy did, by the way. I think sometimes, Abhishek bhai, this is a real opinion. Sometimes players should know doing play acting as well. You see Bruno Fernandes from United, the way he falls off, and I respect that. I think even Raheem Sterling used to do that at Manchester City. Sometimes in today's world, to con these referees who always give wrong decisions, it's important to have some acting. And Mendy did it very, very well today, in my opinion. And Mendy is a good actor, absolutely. I think he did fantastic job. And Kepa needs to replace Mendy. I agree. I think even if Kepa is not at the level of Mendy, we should send a statement to Mendy that he's droppable. And at Chelsea, no player is undroppable as well. And I love him as well, but he needs to smack on him. Absolutely. I think I agree with that. I think he's not improving, and that was a bit funny, Abhishek bhai, because it reminded me of school days and teachers punching me on my face as well and not on bum. So I think that was a bit funny part. And Prashant bhai in the chat, come on, you Blues! Up the Blues! Massive victory today, guys, and big up to Prashant bhai as well. Going to the next part of the video, people, and now comes the most important talk. Should Edward Mendy be dropped? Because people is getting beyond an acceptable level now. Because people is getting bad. Mendy, for me, people, has to be dropped. We cannot make any more opinion on this. He has been bad. Mendy has been very bad, people. And people, Mendy has to be dropped. We have to be honest with ourselves, people. And Edward Mendy has been really disappointing. People, after that Everton game where we got the clean sheet, he has been suspect in mostly every game. He was the one who started the Leeds goal. Let's be brutally honest. He was very, very poor on the first lead goal. After that, in the next match against Leicester City, he was beaten on the near post. Against Southampton, he should be saving that first goal, but he let that first goal go in. And today, he also made another mistake, and his fists right now are looking like the time when Kepa was so bad. Because people, Edward Mendy right now is very poor. I love him. I love Edward Mendy, people. He's still a very good keeper, a person I really admire and love. But that doesn't mean I cannot constructively criticize him. And Edward Mendy, people, has to improve because I love him so much and my expectation of him are too much. After the Champions League victory, we used to put him in the top 5, top 10 goalkeepers in the world. And the way he has fallen off, people, has been nothing short of embarrassing. And in all our games, because Real Madrid was one off, it could happen. But he made a mistake against Leeds, where he gave the first goal away. Nobody knows if Chelsea do not concede that first goal against Leeds, the match might have been different. Against Leicester, yes, we won the match, but he was beaten by Harvey Barnes on the near post. And for goalkeeper people, that is absolutely criminal to be beaten on the near post. It's absolutely criminal for a goalkeeper to be beaten on near post. Then people in the next match as well, Edward Mendy again made an error against Southampton, a very, very bad error where he should have saved the first goal. But again, he made some massive mistake, people. And again, Chelsea conceded a goal and it was Mendy's mistake. And today, I think people, he should have done better for the first goal. He literally let it go on the rice feet. And for the second goal as well, he should be fisting it better. Even if he was punched, people, he could have done better. Mendy right now, I don't know why, whether his confidence is broken. But people, Mendy has been very, very disappointing so far. And we lost to Madrid because of him. I can get it, Abhishek, but I will also say that last year in the Champions League as well, I think Mendy was a big part why we reached here. I think we have to give Mendy's due course, but I think Mendy has to be dropped now to make a statement here. And Kovacic should be cautioned as well. I know he's not 100% of it, but he's underperforming. I agree, Abhishek bhai. So people watching, 27 people here, please people, do hit the like button, do hit the subscribe button. Let's get more people in the chat. Please like, please subscribe, and please support the channel, people. It means a lot to me, people. And people, on Edward Mendy, on my final discussion on Edward Mendy, he should be dropped, and that has to be final, people. Edward Mendy must be dropped. New goalkeeper from US will join us in January, yes. But I think on Truth Seeker, on that part, I do see the next new goalkeeper still going on loan. Kepa will stay at the club till the end of the season. Mendy will be the starter. I cannot see the new goalkeeper coming January and straight away start. I think he will be loaned to a Premier League club or a Championship club, sorry. So I think he will be going on loan again, in my humble opinion. And Reece as well, he can't hide because he's everyone's favorite. I think Reece and Abhishek Bhai in attacking terms was very, very good. But defensively, he was not good today. I think we have to be very real. We love Reece James, but defensively, he wasn't on mark today. And if not for the referee and the decision, he would have been crucified right now by the Chelsea fan base as well. Now, people, going on next discussion today, and that's about player ratings today. And what do we rating? And please, people, do join in the chat. Let's start, first of all, with Edward Mendy here. What is the rating from everyone for Edward Mendy? Because for me, people, he was absolutely horrific. What rating do you think we should give to Edward Mendy, in your humble opinion? And Fofana made some great tackles. Absolutely. For me, people, Edward Mendy deserves only a 3. Edward Mendy deserves a 3. And Abhishek Bhai says that he deserves a 2. I cannot disagree with that. I think Edward Mendy was horrific, and it does not deserve more than a 3 in my opinion. He was that bad today. And Prashant Bhai also says the same, 3 for Edward Mendy. So player ratings, first part done. Edward Mendy, people, we are going with 3 here. The second part is about Fofana now. So let's get to Fofana and the rating we want to give to Fofana today on his debut today. So let's give a rating to him as well, people. And starting off with Fofana, for me, people, Fofana made some very, very good tackles today. And he looked very calm for a new player that came in. I think he has to be 7. Abhishek Bhai also agrees he's going from 7 to 8. For me, for Fofana, it has to be a 7. I think Fofana was still very, very good today. I respect Fofana for that. New debut, new match, new team, but he looked at the home. Isn't a coach responsible for slow ball passing? I do agree on that, True Seeker, and I think Thomas Tuchel has to do better in that regards. I think our attack is too laggard, our attack is too slow, and I love Thomas Tuchel to absolute bits. But one thing I also want to say, sir, in my humble opinion, is who are the players in this team who move the ball fast? City have Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, who quickly move the ball. You go to Arsenal, they've got Odegaard, who quickly moves the ball, and Jesus, who's a clever striker. You go towards even United, they've got a player like Eriksen, who moves the ball quickly. You go to Liverpool a player like Thiago, who moves the ball quickly. Who do Chelsea have? Bar Kovacic, who moves the ball quickly. Mendy 5, I think I have to disagree. I think Mendy, for me, does not deserve more than 3 or 4. But I think people do keep putting your opinion for the player rating you want to give your people in that as well. And I think too many, Abhishek Bhai says, too many touches before making final pass, too slow. But I think Abhishek Bhai, I will say one thing, and to Truth Seeker as well. For Chelsea, this has been going on since the Sarri days. This is not a new thing for us. This has been going on since the Maurizio Sarri days for Chelsea. It's been even going on since Frank. We are very, very slow, and we are not a good team in possession. You can call us a possession team, but we are one of the most boring possession team in the world and one of the most lowest possession team in the world. People watching, please hit the like button, people. We want more people to join in. And please subscribe if you haven't, people. It only helps the channel, people. And now, people, going on the next player rating on Fofana, we all have said that Fofana for me has to be 7. I think he put a good display and he was very calm, which was very, very good to see. Now we should go to Thiago Silva, our leader, a player I think we all love to an absolute stretch because people, I love him. Oh my God, I put the Silva selling wrongs. Oh my God, I should be embarrassed. So sorry, people. Absolutely embarrassing for me. I'm so sorry, people. So Thiago Silva, next rating now. What do we give to Thiago Silva, people? Please let me know in the chat. And when we were goal down, we suddenly started passing quickly. It was a mentality issue. I think I will see it's a mentality issue, but I think the thing I will truth seeker will say is when you go 1-0 down, you have to attack. When you go 1-0 down, you have to attack, and that's where you don't have a choice. But when it's a 0-0, you have to control the tempo of the game, and that is where I think Chelsea are not very good at, in my opinion. But look how we played against Spurs. We were so good. I think it's a mentality issue in terms of when these players want to be up for it. But I think I will say one thing, Abhishek bhai. Spurs are a team who won't play with a low block. Spurs and Chelsea's rivalry where both teams are at an equal level and they play at an equal level. Chelsea's problem is playing against teams from the bottom, and this has been an issue which has been disturbing us since Antonio Conte's first season. The players are just not up for it when they play likes of Southampton, the likes of Leeds, the likes of West Ham, and that is the problem, people. We have been struggling for a long time. Abhishek bhai says Thiago Silva 8 to 8.5. I agree. I think I'll give Thiago Silva 8. He has to be 8. I think I cannot remember a game where I will ever give him less than 8. He's that good of a defender, people. And Truth Seeker sir also agrees on this as well. And thank you so much, sir, to join. Good work, the Blue. Big victory for us today. Up the Blues, up the Chills. And now, going on, another defender for us today. And a new signing, Kalidou Koulibaly. How did he play, people? For me, people, I have to say I'm very sorry, but Koulibaly was very sloppy today. He was worse among Silva and Fofana. And for me, Koulibaly has to be a 6. I think, people, you have to understand the cornet one where cornet hit on the post was a Koulibaly mistake. Agree. I think we dripped drastically in our corners and set piece as well. We can't even clear the first standing defender. Chilwell must get in. Absolutely agreed, Abhishek bhai. And absolutely, Koulibaly was bad today, people. Koulibaly was bad. He does not deserve more than a 5 in my opinion, or a 6. Has I think people will say in the chat. I think Koulibaly has to be a 5. He made the mistake for the cornet one where he hit the post. The story could have been different. West Ham could have been 2-1 up. And Koulibaly was very poor on the ball as well today. His passes were not getting the right way. He was poor, but he will get better. We have to understand, people, Koulibaly is new to this league. We need to be calm within, people. He has just come back to this league. He's a young player in the Premier League. He has to adjust himself. Now, people will say, what an idiot you are. Koulibaly is not young. But people, Koulibaly is young when it comes to Premier League. This is his first season in a very, very competitive league. You have to give him 1 year to adjust himself, or at least 2 to 3 months. Whether he's a 33-year-old, whether he's a 23-year-old, whether he's a 25-year-old, whether he's a 29-year-old, you have to give a new player from a new league, at least 2 months to settle in the league. And we have to be calm with Koulibaly as well. And 4 to 5 Koulibaly. Absolutely, sir. I think he does not deserve more than that. He has been very, very poor, people. And now, going on to Reece James, and what rating do we want to give him, people? What rating do you think is deserved for Reece James today? For me, Reece James, I think it has to be a 6. I think it has to be a 6. On Cucurella, I think Abhishek bhai will come later in the video as well. Very, very poor today as well. But Reece James, I think Reece James deserves a 6. I think he's attackingly, he was very good. He was the only good part in the first half. He was putting in the crosses. He was putting some delicious crosses in, which needed to be converted. So that was a very, very good news for us, people. And he played some very good stuff, Reece James, in the first half, put some good crosses as well. But people, Reece James defensively was not good today, in my humble opinion. He wasn't good today defensively, people. I'm so sorry if I'm offending anyone. Reece James was just not good defensively today. And I still think that overall some of his crosses today were meant for a striker and it did not work for a player like Sterling. So sadly, his game was calm and fine, but it wasn't the best game you saw or you will see from Reece James. Now we move on towards Chelsea midfielders, and the first one we want to discuss about is Ruben Loftus-Cheek and how bad he was. People, Loftus-Cheek was bad today. We have to be honest. And those 2 yellows and those 2 yellow Cucurella and RSC, we are absolutely nonsense. 10 to this 12 refs, but 100 for the ref. And well agreed, Abhishek bhai. Cucurella will play in FA Cup, it seems, or when Chilwell is injured. I think Cucurella can even play in a back 3 when required. I think Chelsea and Tuchel will rotate a lot, especially with Chilwell's injury when he's coming back. Reece James 7. I think I can agree with that as well. I just went with the 6. And on Loftus Cheek, I think Abhishek Bhai is going 2 to 3. And I think Loftus Cheek was horrific. He was absolutely horrific today, people. Loftus Cheek. He was horrific today. We have to be honest with ourselves. And he was an absolutely awful today. His passes were not going at the right place. He was making tackles after tackles. He was so close to get a second yellow and getting red carded. Very, very poor from Loftus Cheek today, people. I love him. It was his regular starting. I think it's 3 or 4 games in a row he has started. But people, he was very poor today. We cannot take away from that. He was poor and one of the most poorest players on the pitches for Chelsea today. Loftus Cheek was bad, people. I think we cannot mistake ourselves in Loftus Cheek was bad and we need to have some words on him, people, because he is disappointing all of us and he has been bad for some time, people. He has been disappointing us. I love Loftus Cheek. He's a youth player I dreamt of making up at Chelsea because I love him to bits. I love him to bits and he's one of the players I love the most. But we have to be honest, he has been disappointing for a long, long time. And for me, it has to be a 3 for Loftus Cheek. 2 or 3 coming from Loftus Cheek fanboy. Me and Abhishek Bhai are same on this. We love Loftus Cheek and it does not deserve more than 2 or 3 people. Now, going and another question I'll take. RSA was slow in last 2 matches, but Tuchel again starting was surprising. I agree. But I think at the moment, he did not trust Jorginho in this match because of Suchach and Rice and the physicality. And I think we'll get on the manager. We will get on the manager later in the video, people. Because I think, sadly, I love Tuchel, but he got a lot of this game wrong. He got a lot of the stuff wrong today. We have to be honest. I love our manager, but he made a lot of mistakes today, people. Now, going on Kovacic, people. And what do you want to give him? For me, people, he was the best of the midfielders. He was better, way better than Loftus-Cheek, but it was not a Kovacic performance I can remember because Kovacic is much better than that. People, I just want to say one thing. I love Kovacic to absolute bits, and Kovacic is playing with an injury. We need to be very honest with ourselves. Kovacic right now is playing with an injury, and we need to be more calmer with him. We have to be more understanding of him as well, people. He's coming back after a very, very serious injury. And I think we are getting too hard on him as well. I think he's coming back after a massive, massive injury, people. And we need to give him a break. We need to understand him as well. And I think, people, he's coming back after a very, very serious injury. I think Kovacic. And Kovacic at the moment, I think Thomas Tuchel also said about in his press conference that he might be requiring a surgery or not. So I think Kovacic has not been the player he used to be with the injuries he has had. And he's playing on 70-80%. So that's a big up to him as well. That even after suffering injuries, he's playing for the club, even with pains and everything. So big up to Kovacic, but today, people, he was poor. I think I have to give him 6 and nothing more. And Abhishek Bhai has given him 4 to 5 as well. Now, people, moving to Cucurella, and as Abhishek Bhai was saying, he was poor today. Cucurella was very, very poor today. We have to be honest with ourselves. He was very poor today, people. Cucurella was one of the disappointing aspects in the team today. I love him to bits, but he was disappointing. He was very bad, in my opinion. And I will give Cucurella only a 4. Awful corner kicks. Absolutely awful corner kicks. His passing was not on the mark. The player I remember, and Anshulji in the chat, thank you so much, sir, to join the chat. It's an absolute pleasure, sir, to have you on. And Abhishek Bhai saying Cucurella 4. I do agree. I think I've also gone for 4 with Cucurella. People, please put your player's opinion, player ratings on the chat below, people. And people who are watching, please do subscribe to the channel, like the channel. It means a lot to me. It helps to support the channel. And please, people, help me grow. And please hit the like button so more people can join in. So Cucurella for me, people, is an absolute 4 for me. Now also going to next discussion, people. And now going on to some attackers today. And the first one I'm going to chat about is Pulisic. What rating, people, do you give to Pulisic as well today? Because Pulisic was absolutely disappointing today. He was so disappointing. And I love Pulisic as well. And Chilwell and Bruno has to start from now on. Please sell J5. He almost cost us a goal within 5 minutes. I think, Anshul sir, I will say one thing. I do think that Jorginho has been very poor for recent weeks, and Jorginho is not a natural DM. I love Jorginho, but I have to agree that Jorginho can only play well when a DM or a Kante or a strong enforcer is with him. I'm so sorry, but Jorginho can only play well when he's surrounded by a Kante or when he's surrounded by a proper DM, and he cannot play in a back 4. If Chelsea want to play a back 4 in the future, we have to part ways with Jorginho. If we want to play a back 3, we have to find the next N'Golo Kante that can cover the defensive deficiencies that Jorginho has. Because I think you're right, Anshul Bhai. Jorginho literally cost us a goal, and he was very, very poor when he came on. And Abhishek Bhai on Going on, Pulisic is 4. I do agree. I think Pulisic has to be a 4. And Anshul Bhai says 3. I do agree. He was poor, people. We have to be honest. He provided absolutely nothing to the team. He's so fragile. But I think Abhishek Bhai, I'll give him a benefit of a doubt. When a player is only played once in 5 or 6 weeks, you cannot expect the best from him. The manager has to give the trust to Pulisic that he gave to Havertz and Mount, or else you either sell him, don't waste the time of him, and don't waste the time of fans wanting to watch him. I think a player has to be given 5 or 6 matches to prove himself, and then a judgment has to be made. I think either Thomas Tuchel should give Pulisic 5, 6 games in a row, or just drop him and let him go in January. There's no benefit to keep him on the bench again and again, in my opinion. Can be manhandled by, yes, I do agree on that part. But I think Pulisic is a player who is more like agile, very quick, good dribbler. He's like a low gravity player. I think he's a player that can still provide something big in a game that we aren't anticipating. And his problem is whenever opposition midfielder sees GS5, they pounce on him. I agree. I think people today, Jorginho did not play because of Rice and Suchek. I think Tuchel was very aware that Suchek will be put on Jorginho and he will not be able to handle the physicality. And this is why he was dropped today, people. Now, going on the next attacker today, and that has to be Conor Gallagher. Now, people, let me know in the chat what rating do you give to Conor Gallagher and what is your opinion of Conor Gallagher? Will he make it Chelsea or will he make it not? People who are subscribed to this channel will know that I've backed Conor Gallagher for a long time and I've been wanting him to play in the wings. I've been demanding Thomas Tuchel to play Conor Gallagher in the position of Mount. Now, it's the first game, so we have to be calm, but he was poor. He was very poor. Conor Gallagher was very, very disappointing today. And I love him to bits. I wanted to make it at Chelsea. I love Conor Gallagher. But people, Conor Gallagher was an absolute horrific today. I cannot have any more words for him. He was absolutely horrific today, Conor Gallagher, people. We have to be honest. And he was one of the worst performers on the pitch along with the Loftus-Cheek and Mendy. He was poor. And for me, Gallagher deserves a 3 and nothing more than that. But I do hope he comes back because people, I love him. I want him to make it at Chelsea. I do see a player in him. But people, he has to improve because Chelsea is a place where you do not get so many chances. And from Anshul Ji, don't you think Havertz just be an overbroable getter, attack potent? I do agree on that one, but then we need a very attacking wings because we will lose a bit. I think this could be a good choice. I do agree with you, Anshul sir, on this one. But I will say one thing, that this will make Chelsea lose their wit and we will have to play a 3-4-1-2 formation. So either we play James and Chilwell quickly and Havertz in the middle as well. But this is a very, very good shot, Anshul Bhai. So big up to you as well. A very good shout. 3 max, 2.5. Absolutely agreed. Gallagher was running pointless. What was it the pitch for? Absolutely. I think he has to improve on that aspect. He was so good at Palace, in particular being in the box, scoring goals. I don't know what's going on with him at Chelsea. Either he's trying to over-impress the manager or he's burdened by the expectation. I really don't know what's going on. Chelsea need Niame. Now has. Overall, for me, I will say one thing, that Chelsea got a big victory today, in my opinion, people. We got a very massive victory, and thank you so much, sir, to join the chat as well. And we need to do better, people, in my opinion, as well. 4-3 when the Rice in midfield, I do agree, but that is only possible in next window as well. I think Chelsea, because people, we have to remember, Jorginho has a 1-year contract left, Kante has a 1-year contract left, and both of them are not getting any younger, and both of them still now have not extended their contract at Chelsea. Do not be surprised. Chelsea pluck in Alvarez in January and Rice in next summer. And sadly, Kante and Georgie are gone. Do not be surprised. Chelsea right now looking like building for the future as well. With Chukwuemeka coming in as well. Cesare Casare coming as well. And trying to do much to be in the reach in Mason Mount legend. Not playing his neutral game. Absolutely, Abhishek Bhai. You put it so well. That is the reason I think Gallagher is not performing well. He has to move away from that. Play like Conor Gallagher. Play like you come here and enjoy football. Do not try to over-impress. We love you, Conor. We love you. You are a very talented player. You are an inspiration to so many people who love to play for Chelsea. They dream to play for Chelsea. You are an absolute inspiration. But do not try to take your natural game away to impress the manager and just stay relevant at Chelsea. Prove yourself. Play your natural game. And then we'll see the Gallagher we talked about. And that, people, makes me move on to Raheem Sterling today. And what is the opinion of everyone on Sterling today? Was it good? Does it deserve the 7 out of 10 or does it deserve something bad today? What is your opinion, people? For me, people, Sterling was still a most threatening attacker by, you can say, in terms of right wing back in James. That's how bad we were. Our most threatening players in the first half were Raheem Sterling, Reece James, and that is a very, very bad sign. For me, I remember, I think Abhishek Bhai will remember as well, Raheem Sterling made a run where he beat 2 or 3 players of West Ham and he nearly pulled in a great cross in. I think Sterling is still a most threatening player. This is why I'll give him a 6. But people, I have to say one thing. He wasn't as good today as he was last week, because I think against a low block, Sterling relies on making the movements, and there was not even one player passing Sterling in the right position. So for me, he deserves a 6 in this game. And no, I've given 6. I've given 6 Abhishek Bhai. It's a 6 for me. I'm not given 7 to Sterling. And Shrey, you have to agree that base of a team is founded on the keeper. How do the defense and midfield go forward when they can't put a trust in keeper's feet? Mendy needs a competition. I absolutely agree. And Anshul Bhai, the problem at Chelsea is we have got a goalkeeper who is one of the best shot stopper in the world. Even if he's doing mistakes right now, he's still very good in that department, but he's very poor with his feet. We've got another keeper who is short-heighted. He struggles in shot stopping, but he's very good with his feet. This is the problem right now Chelsea are in. And yes, Mendy needs a competition, but I think he needs something better than Kepa. And people, I love Kepa to bits. But people, I will love to say to you all one thing. Thomas Tuchel has to make a statement. Even if, yes, Kepa is not at the level of Mendy, play Kepa in 2 or 3 games regularly. And if Kepa proves himself, keep him in the team. This will only create a healthy competition and might keep Mendy on his toes. Right now, Edwin Mendy for me is very complacent because he knows he's undroppable. And that is a wrong precedent to set at the club. And Sterling, best attacker today. I think I won't give an 8. I think 6 or 7 are just fine regarding hit and miss. And 6 max, I agree. Sterling, I think Sterling is good. I do agree Sterling was good today, sir, but I do think that Sterling can do better in my opinion as well. But nobody was even making a pass like what you can say Kevin De Bruyne or Bernardo Silva does at City. Nobody was even trying to find Sterling, which is a massive problem. Now, people, let's go on the substitutes as well. And let's first of all give a bit of opinion on the substitute Broha. What do you think Broha had an impact on the game, and what everyone's opinion on Broha? For me, today he did not have too many chances to impress like he did at Southampton. But for me, when Broha came in, he still made some difference as well. He came in, we finally had a physical presence in the box, which is also very necessary. So that's the number one thing he brought to us as well. I think as Abhishek Bhai is saying, he deserves a 7. I do agree with Abhishek Bhai as well. Yes, Broha was not that special. He has so much less time to impress. But one thing I will say about Broha, people, in my humble opinion, is when Broha came on the pitch, Chelsea has something different to offer, which troubled West Ham, and Chelsea had a body in the box which made their defenders shiver and scared. And Sterling 8 compared to other attackers. Yeah. I think our other attackers were horrific. They were absolutely horrific. Physical presence, absolutely Abhishek Bhai, absolutely spot on. His physical presence was the biggest difference why we started getting some space. You can say Sterling started enjoying himself more. You can say even Havertz started to glide in. I think Havertz and Broha can play together, and that could be a very good pairing for the future. Substitute change the game. Broha created space. Absolutely Anshul Bhai. But the only thing is, why don't we start Broha? Why don't we start Broha? And why don't we start, you can say, Ben Chilwell? Is beyond me. Is just beyond me. And absolutely, I think Abhishek Bhai agrees with us as well. Now, people, going on to the next substitute, and now going on to Jorginho. What's everyone rating for Jorginho? For me, people, Jorginho was very poor when he came on. Literally made a mistake in the end, which could have cost us as well. Again, he was physically manhandled by Benrahma, of all people. I don't think Jorginho deserves more than a 3 or 4 today when he came on. He made an horrific mistake, people. And Mendy needs to be dropped. Absolutely, sir. I absolutely agree with you, Matt, sir. Absolutely. I've seen you on the Football Terrace. I think I've seen you on Louis' channel as well. You have been saying this for a long time. And I think you have been getting a lot of criticism, but you have been right along. So people, do subscribe to Matt's channel as well. He gives great opinion, and he has been spot on Mendy. I love Mendy, and I still say Kepa is a better keeper, but Edward Mendy needs to be dropped. He is becoming a massive problem to the team structure. And I don't know what's going on with Edward Mendy as well. Kepa in, I agree. I think I have to agree. Kepa has to be coming in my opinion. And don't know why Tuchel sub him. I also don't know why. I really don't know why Jorginho came as well. Yes, bro, said this back in Feb. I have absolutely followed you on this, Matt, as well. Matt said I've followed you on this as well, and absolutely spot on. I think Kepa has to be getting a chance. I just want to have a question for the chat as well. I think Kepa was so impressive in that FIFA Club World Cup reign, and then suddenly he was dropped. I still don't know why this happened. Why this happened, people, that Kepa was so good in the Club World Cup range that he was suddenly dropped for the matches. I don't know why, because Kepa was very good at that time. I think Kepa, people have to remember, had a very good performance in February against Manchester City away. Kepa was very good, and I don't know why was he dropped, because he was at the peak of his form, And I think Kepa needs to be given a chance to prove himself. He's doing the hard work in the training and he gives a chance to prove himself as well. And I think I'll take more questions as well. Big up to Matt, and people do subscribe to his channel. This is a channel. Do subscribe. And now going on, J53. I think it has to be 3 or 4. I think he was very, very poor in me. That guy needs a reality check. Drop him. Agree. I think Edward Mendy has to be dropped, people. Now, people, going on to a next substitute today. And the next substitute today, I think, was a game changer in Ben Chilwell. And I think he deserves a 10. I think Ben Chilwell deserves a 10. And anything less than 10 for me will be really sad to say, because this guy changed the game in our favor. This guy got us a victory today. This guy got us the 3 points today. Ben Chilwell is back, people. Ben, great Chilwell. I did not say that verse because my channel will be suspended. But Ben is back. Our Chilwell is back. James is there. Chelsea is coming back. You can clip it. You can say whatever you want. Chelsea is coming back. When this guy is fit, when Reece James is fit, nobody can stop us. You remember last year when these two players were fit, we smashed the heck out of Juventus. We smashed the heck out of Leicester and played some of the most beautiful football in the league. And these guys were scoring goals for fun. Chilwell is back. And if this guy starts most of our games, people, this season can be very beautiful. I also want to say one thing. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Obama Bird Clan Yang is coming here. And Obama Bird Clan Yang on the end of the crosses of Chilwell and Reece James is going to be epic. And I'm very, very happy if let's say Thomas Tuchel gives him a wish, Aubameyang, Broha start together along with the Pulisic or Havertz, Reece James, Ben Chilwell putting cross after cross, Broha and Aubameyang scoring goal after goal. Wow. I'm waiting for that. Abhishek bhai, please. I love Chilwell. I'm so happy to see him, Abhishek bhai. I know I'm saying too much, but Abhishek bhai, I've been seeing the channels of rivals and the disrespect they've been putting on Chelsea, Tuchel. I think, Abhishek bhai, we have been getting a lot of disrespect on the rival channels. We've been getting abused, criticized. Thomas Tuchel is being called as, I don't want to say that word here. James is being called as worse than Trent. You have Jorginho, you can't take Kovacic being blamed. And I think, Abhishek bhai, people don't understand how Ben Chilwell is important to us. When Liverpool get injuries, the whole media covers it up. People, I want to make a bit of broad point here, whether you like it or dislike it. When Liverpool get injuries, everybody gives them a pass. When Liverpool have some player injured, all the media puts report that Liverpool have injuries. We need to have more sympathy with them. See, Thiago is not available. See, Trent is injured. See, this player is injured. That player is injured. And whenever Chelsea player are injured, I think everybody says that, oh, they are a millionaire club. They're an oil club. They're this, they're that. We are just not given a respect. Whenever Chelsea player get injured, oh, because Chelsea has spent 270-80 million. It's an oil club. It's a Romans club. Let's abuse them in the media. Let's criticize in the media. But when it's Liverpool getting injuries, oh my God. You have to have a sympathy for Liverpool. You have to have something for Liverpool. People, you have to remember when Tuchel loses a game, a lot of media outlets publish Tuchel is not good enough for Chelsea. Tuchel has to be blamed. But whenever it's Liverpool, they are praised to absolute bits. And this is why, people, I'm so happy to be Chilwell be back. I do want to get an opinion of the people in the chat. Do you agree if Chilwell plays mostly 80% of the season, Chelsea are a much better team and a much competitive team? This is why, people, I'm so happy because I love Ben Chilwell. You cannot compare Ben Chilwell to Cucurella. I love Cucurella. Cucurella is a better defender than Chilwell any day. But Chilwell is a better attacker any day. Chilwell is one of the best attacker in this league. I will say bar Marcus Alonso, who is now at Barcelona. Chilwell is one of the best left wing back in this league right now. And he deserves his flower. He's such a good player. And him remaining not fit last year was a disaster for us. I'm not saying last year Chelsea would have done well. But if Chilwell was fit for the most of the season, people, the Champions League, the Premier League would have been a different story. Chilwell is the most important player in this team, bar James. And Abhishek bhai, I do want to get your opinion on this as well. Do you agree James is the most important player after along with Chilwell? And same to Anshul bhai and all the other people in the chat. Is Chilwell Chelsea's most important player to stay fit along with Reece James, in my humble opinion, people? And Abhishek bhai, enjoying my rant. Abhishek bhai, that had to come out. I was very frustrated with the criticism Chelsea were receiving. And I love Ben Chilwell. And people, I will say one thing. I hope I've not offended anyone. That was just me celebrating my player who played so well. I hope I've not offended anyone. Please, if I have, I apologize in my humble opinion. I'm so sorry if I did that. But people, I was really enjoying Chilwell coming back. If I've offended anyone, if any Liverpool fan is in the chat, anyone, I apologize from that in my calm of my heart. I really apologize if I offended anyone. But I was very happy because of the way Ben Chilwell played. And I've not felt excited for a long, long time like this. Who gives a free kick? We move on. Absolutely Abhishek bhai as well. Okay. Oh, not a free kick. Okay. I'm so sorry. Okay. So sorry, Abhishek bhai. I could not say that word because I think it would have been censored as well. And 1 James, 2 Silva, 3 Chilwell. I agree with you, Abhishek bhai, on that regards. Now, on my final discussion now, just on the match, I think I will just give my final opinion on all these things. I think Mendy has to be dropped. Edward Mendy must be dropped, people. I love him, but he has been absolutely awful so far. And Chile is not best in the world. He's one of the best in Europe. We have best right wing back and left back in Europe. Absolutely, Anshul sir. You took my words of him about. Thank you so much, sir. That words were the thing that I wanted to say. And for me, Mendy has to be dropped, people. Pulisic for me has to get more consistent game time before we give a final opinion on him, people. Now going on to 11, I think it was a very surprising 11 and tactically was not wrong. And this brings me on to our manager rating. What is the rating for the manager Tuchel? Do people let me know in the chat Tuchel rating today? Please tell me what rating do you want to give to Tuchel? For me, people, in my humble opinion, I want to say one thing. Oh my god. I love Thomas Tuchel, people. I love Thomas Tuchel. He's one of my favorite managers. But I have to agree. Abhishek Bhai. I'll just be a bit more kind. I'll say 4, but nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Why I will give Thomas Tuchel 4 is first of all 2 marks for, as Abhishek Bhai has said, for impactful serve, and 2 marks for being strong enough to drop Havertz and Mount and finally give Pulisic and Gallagher a chance. I think this is why I'm giving Thomas Tuchel 4 points in this game from 10. But I think people tactically were looking very bad. I agree, Abhishek Bhai, but I wanted to see Mount and Havertz being sent a statement that you can be dropped. That is the only reason, Abhishek Bhai, I'm giving 4, that I think Mount and Havertz had to be dropped. I think they needed to be shown that at Chelsea, anybody can be dropped. And people, I love Mount, but Mount should have been dropped a long time ago. Mount needs a rest, and Mount has not been at his best for a very, very long time, people. And this is why Thomas Tuchel, for me, has to be a 4. But I do agree with Abhishek Bhai that even a 2 is not that less. He deserves a 2 or a 4 and nothing more than that. And now, people, on my final opinion on the match, Chilwell, you booty. I love Thomas Tuchel. In my humble opinion, love Ben Chilwell as well. And taking a bit of caution here from Abhishek Bhai. Mendy next. I think Mendy has to be dropped. I think the whole fan base agrees. Mendy has to be dropped, and we all love him to bits as well. On the match, people, what a match. What a victory. People, this is the reason we love football. This is the reason we enjoy football. These moments at the end. When West Ham scored, I was sitting, having a bit of tears come out, and just sitting like this. Then we scored a goal. I celebrated because no one is at home right now. I shouted to my most of the boys, "Come on, Blues!" After that, when corner hit the post. I was like, my God. And then finally we scored a goal. I celebrated the most hardest I've done. And then West Ham equalized. And I literally took absolutely, in a very small word, pillow and thrown it away in anger, punched my hand to the wall. And then it was disallowed. And I was so happy that I've never been. And I was enjoying myself, people. And this is the beauty of football. I love Ben Chilwell. What a beauty Ben Chilwell is. I love Ben Chilwell to absolute best, people. And what a victory. In the end, we are 1 point above Liverpool. In the end, you can say we are like, I think, 4 points behind Tottenham now. And if tomorrow Arsenal and United draw against each other, I think that will be a great result for us. And we will only be 6 points behind Arsenal. I think until and unless Aubameyang comes in, you can say Fofana settles in more. You can say Sterling, Cucurella settle in at Chelsea. It's important for us to stay near the packing order. And I think that's what Chelsea are doing right now. We have dropped a lot of points, but we've also taken some points in a position we were not supposed to. This squad showed a fight against Leicester from 10 men. And today, again, they got a fight as well. 10 points from 18 is not the greatest, but it's not the worst, because it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. And people, on that note, I end this video, people. Please, people who are watching, it doesn't take much. Please subscribe. Please like the video, people. I want to thank Anshul Bhai, Abhishek Bhai. I want to thank Ankit Bhai on the channel. Matt. I want to thank Truth Seeker. I also want to thank people in the chat as well. I want to thank, I will just see. I also want to thank Solomon's Sunday, and I also want to thank Sana Sambu and a lot of people over in the chat as well who did not send their chats. Thank you so much, people. Love you all. It doesn't take much to subscribe. And Abhishek Bhai says legendary stream. Thank you so much, Abhishek Bhai. You're one of the supporter of the channel. Thank you so much, Abhishek Bhai. Your support means a lot to me as well. And people, I hope your day goes well. And I hope everyone has a great day and a great Sunday tomorrow. Thank you so much, people, to join. Love you all. Respect you all. Thank you so much, people.